Hello everyone, and thank you for joining today's webinar, Document Automation for Emails, Faxes, Scanners and Other Channels. Today's presenters will be Jason Arundel, Business Development Manager here at Zaizi, and Lakshya Piva, Product Manager for Zaizi. Today's session will be recorded, and I will be sending a link to the recording to everybody that attends today's session. And if you do have any questions, if you do type them in the chat box, we'll be sure to get them answered to you at the end of the session in the follow-up email. Thanks. Over to Jason, who will start this presentation.
Welcome everybody to the first in a series of 3 webinars we're running around Ephesoft, the scanning solution that Zaizi are working with. So Right, so the agenda for today, I'm just going to give a quick introduction into Zaizi and who we are, and we're going to talk a little bit about Ephesoft and what it is, how it's come about, and then we're going to jump into a demo from Lakshya and really show you what Ephesoft is capable of doing. And then there'll be some time for questions at the end, or if we don't have time, please do submit them anyway and we'll get back to you on a one-to-one basis. So Zaizi are a specialist systems integrator delivering next generation of technology, which is allowing people to work more effectively together. By that, we're looking at the way organisations use information, ingest information, and manage their content throughout that content life cycle within the organisation. So right from scanning or ingesting that information, how do you suck the content in, and what do you do with it once it's in there, and then how do you present that to your end users? And we're using the best of breed open source technology to deliver those solutions. And we've partnered with a number of organisations, 2 key ones that we're going to be talking about today, Ephesoft, we're a platinum partner. And then we're also going to be showing you how we can apply workflows to Ephesoft and push that into a content management system or a line of business application. And for today's purposes, we're going to be using Alfresco, and we're showing you some of the capabilities Alfresco has to offer. But we work with a number of other open source partners, such as Red Hat, Crafter, and Varnish, and to provide the solutions that our customers come to us for. So our expertise. Quite possibly the most important part of any project and ensuring that this project is going to be successful is content strategy. So we really need to define what the business is trying to achieve, and it's really looking at what the business, how the business adopts a new technology or a new business process. So it's looking at what change needs to be implemented within the business, how that's going to impact the workforce. You're introducing a new technology, so there's going to be new business processes, a new way of working. So you need to account for that and understand how the businesses how the business users are going to adopt the system and ensure that it's successful. From that, we can have a plan of how to deliver the project, and then we need to bring in the delivery team in order to deliver that successfully. We work in a very agile way, so we look at how the business can get involved with creating the system, so taking a lot of input, and then we can quite easily make changes to the delivery as we're going along. Once we've delivered that system, then we obviously need to support that and make sure that you are happy. Zaizi are a global organisation, and we have offices all around the world. So our headquarters are in the UK, and we have a very specialist technology team down in southern Spain and also in South Africa. We also have specialist teams out in Sri Lanka who are helping the financial services customers that we have and delivering successful solutions there. Some of the customers that have joined us on our merry way, we see there's a good mix there between finance, retail and government. And we were mentioned in Wired Magazine as a great technology company, so we feel that we're doing some really great stuff and it's being recognised in the marketplace. So that's a quick introduction to Zaizi and who we are. So let's talk about Ephesoft. Ephesoft is it's an intelligent capture software. So much in the same way that Alfresco was created by John Newton, the guys from Documentum, Ephesoft has been created from a lot of the brains that have come from Codefax. So these guys have all come together, looked at the marketplace, so looked at various alternatives, just thought it had become very stagnant and it was a very, very onerous market, and looked to disrupt that in whatever ways they could. So really looking at this as a new way of thinking. So how do we bring a new product to market, and how do we disrupt this stagnant marketplace and offer a lot of value back to the customer? So what does Ephesoft do? Sort of give you an introduction to how Ephesoft works. So it's very clever. So first of all, you feed documents into Ephesoft, and it starts to identify what those documents are. So the documents might be from scanned images, they might be from faxes, wherever they come from. The Ephesoft engine will actually recognise what that document might be, whether it's a letter, HR form, tax form. And then what we're looking to do is extract certain metadata from that. So you might say, I want to extract things like here, the date, customer numbers, etc. And then you'll be able to apply business logic to that, so apply workflows which allow you to populate your line of business applications and attach those documents as required. So just to give you a sort of graphical representation of how that works. So here you have on your left-hand side your ingestion sources. So you've got their scanners, emails, electronic files. And we're going to train Ephesoft what forms the company use. So here we've got loan applications, tax forms, HR forms, invoices, and letters. So in the purposes of today's demo, we'll be showing you a digital mailroom. These might be typically some of the documents that you see. So what we're going to do is we're going to feed some of those document types into Ephesoft, and it's going to learn what those documents are. So it's going to pick up keywords and be able to identify what those documents are when it sees them. So then we switch on the Ephesoft engine and we start feeding those documents in. So here you see that they're coming in, it's identifying, this is a standard letter, here's an appraisal form, an HR form, invoices, loan application, there goes some few more coming in, and it keeps feeding those in and categorizing them, putting them in specific folders. Then what we've asked it to do is to extract some specific metadata from each of those document types. Once it's extracted that metadata, we can then apply some workflows to that and send that document along with the metadata off to the various systems that we're using. So whether in this case it will be going into Alfresco and it will populate various folders with the documents that we've asked it to. So what we're looking to do is really take out the manual process here. So your electrical will show you very soon the process manually providing that mailroom functionality, and then what Ephesoft is adding on top. So as you can see from here, from this diagram, we're seeing that there's very, very little user manual intervention. So we're trying to automate the process as much as possible. So as this is coming through, it's identifying, understanding what the documents are. You then have one exception point where the Ephesoft may not be quite sure what that document is, so it will flag that up to the user. The user will either accept it or correct it. Then it goes on, extracts some of the information, and again, there's another validation point, some of the information it may not have understood. And it's only at that point that the user is asked to get involved just to verify if the content is correct. So just to sort of give you an idea of what I'm talking about there, here's the document that's been put through Ephesoft. So 4 documents have been scanned, and on the first one, Ephesoft has flagged up that this is an exception. There's something about this, but I'm not sure. So we've classified the documents. So we've asked, here we're saying it's a mortgage or a loan application, and we've asked Ephesoft to extract certain metadata from that. So here we go, a specific file number, a loan number, which is pertinent to the applicant. And then we've also asked to extract a value down the bottom here, the sales price. And that's where Ephesoft is actually unsure. So it may be unsure there. Are we talking about 3 or an 8? Or is that a 5 or a 6? It's flagged that up because of the confidence levels that we have set. So all that needs to happen, the user comes in, verifies that those numbers match, and accepts, and away you go. So the benefits of using Ephesoft instead of the manual process, first of all, it's far quicker to get documents into an organization, so they don't have to go through that process of going through the mailroom and then being delivered. The automated process means that you're getting your information far quicker. It's less manually intensive, so therefore your staff can concentrate on other tasks. Reduction of human error, so putting in critical information into various systems, we're reducing that dramatically by automating the process. And then you've also got an auditable trail, so you're never going to have lost documents or lost data. You can see exactly when they've come in and what's happened to them. So here's just a few of the customers that have joined Ephesoft on their way. And you see there's some very, very large names in there, some quite big names. Iron Mountain, one of them is a very large organisation, document management organisation in the US, and they are using Ephesoft to scan all of their federal content. So that's it. That's me just sort of giving you a very quick overview of Zaizi and Alfresco. And we're now going to jump into the demo. I'm going to hand over to Lakshika, and she's going to show you a mailroom automation.
Hello everyone, I'm Lakshika. I work in the product marketing department of Zaizi, and today I will be taking you through the Ephesoft digital mailroom solution. So before I start, I'd like to illustrate through a physical mailroom that we have created through a scenario, an example. I'll move on to the scenario. So we are looking at John, who is a chief mailroom clerk in an organization of 250 employees and 8 departments. So he has a team of 2 other people. So altogether, there are 3 individuals working in this mailroom, which is fairly a large organization. So to give you a brief idea of what type of tasks they perform every day, they have incoming mails from postal mails, letters, internal mails from employees, emails to the company mails with attachments, and also faxes. So these are some of the methods or channels that they receive mail, but there could be various other methods that they receive mail too. So there are different categories that they need to categorize these letters into. Some of the examples are business letters, newsletters, maybe product catalogs, customer mails, bills, and invoices, and it could be even a package that has been received by an employee. So there can be more than 20 different mail categories, and each week we assume that they get more than 1,000 mails. This is quite a large volume for them to handle. Typically by a team of 3 individuals in the mailroom. So these pictures illustrate what a physical mailroom looks like. So you can see the sorting and the classification. You need to identify your recipients. You have written records that you need to do every day, and then you need to with your information so that you also have a written record of your mail. So this takes a lot of time. It's really time consuming, and it takes a lot of space to manage your letters and hold them as storage, and it takes a lot of effort from the individuals to sort them and classify, looking at the volumes of data, volumes of mails, and the error rate is more high because the entire process is managed by your employees. And also there can be delays in receiving mails, sorting them, and forwarding them to others in the organization. So I will move on to the demo. So here we will see what, in comparison to the physical mailroom, we'll see what John might experience in a digital mailroom. First of all, we will log into the Ephesoft. Here you see the basic interface of uploading your mails to Ephesoft. You can click on Browse, and then it opens my local computer where I have stored my scanned mails. You can upload them. So while it uploads, I'll explain alternatively the alternative ways that you can send your mails in. So some of these you can have an email attachment, your mails as an attachment, or else you can have your web scanner configured to Ephesoft so that the web scanner will directly send your mails to Ephesoft. So here I have selected the batch class as letters, which is configured specifically for the Mailroom. So you see the mails that I have uploaded here. For example, we are using two types of mails here. So once I start the batch, it goes on for processing. And if you go to the home tab, you will see the different batches that have been listed, which comes from the upload. There are, at this point, you will see two tabs here. So this is the review and the validation stage. So basically, Ephesoft will stop your entire batch which you have uploaded in bulk at these 2 points where you will have manual intervention of the person who is dealing with the Mailroom. That is because if alternatively what happens is it will directly go and export your mails or distribute your mails to your employees, directly to whom it is intended to by identify the recipient. But there's a manual intervention just to show you what happens in the process. So I will click on one batch in the review stage. So in the review stage, what happens is your mails that have been imported are captured here to identify the type of the letter. So if Ephesoft is not confident enough, it will show a red question mark in front of the document. So here it has been identified as the newsletter by looking at the format of the document as an image, and also a certain keywords, maybe page processing. Basically, it identifies the format of the document as a newsletter. But here in the business letter, it has not been identified because we have set the threshold confidence level up to 80%, so that you may be able to see. Unless Ephesoft is 80% confident, it will not. If it is not confident, it will capture it at the review stage, so that you can manually go and select the document type as a business letter and then process the document. So you can see a preview on the right side to your right side. So once that is done, you can save the batch. When you save the batch, it is sent for validation. So in this stage, what happens is each of your mails are scanned, and certain data that you have predefined are extracted in this stage. So if I click on a particular batch, you will be able to see the type of data that we are trying to extract from these documents. So at this stage also, there will be either a green tick or a red question mark to indicate whether Ephesoft is confident of the values that they have extracted or not. So here we have not captured the signed person's name because there is no signed person. So Ephesoft stops this particular batch in the validation stage. If you go to the business letter, you'll be able to see the from name of the letter has been captured here. And then the signed person's name at the bottom of the letter has been captured, and the subject, the entire subject has been captured, and the to name, the recipient's name. So we extract these values as metadata for every mail in this stage. If we go back to the newsletter, which is marked in red, you can see that all the data has been captured, but only the signed person's name has not been captured because we have defined it so that it will show the anomalies that Ephesoft captures at the validation stage. There is no signed person in a newsletter, so we can leave it blank and proceed further. You can save the batch. So once you save the batch, at this point we are exporting all the mail to Alfresco, which is enterprise content management system, which is capable of document management, web content management, and record management. Its main purpose is to facilitate collaboration in organizations. So obviously, it will enable the distribution of mails to the individual employees in the organization. You can see the batches have been processed. So I will open up my mail. So once that has been processed and exported to Alfresco, the recipients will receive an email notification indicating that they have got mail in the digital mailroom in Alfresco. This is basically a mail which gives you the subject and the document name, which you can click and go into Alfresco. So I will log into Alfresco. As the user who has received mail, it directly goes to the particular mail that you have clicked on and opens the mail that you have received. So you can see the newsletter has been received by this particular person called Nafi. If you scroll down, you can see the properties that you have extracted data that we captured as metadata in Ephesoft has been exported to Alfresco along with the newsletter. You can see the storm name, the modified date, that is the date that you received the mail, your account, the to name, the recipient's name. Now it keeps a copy of the version. Further to this, you can perform different actions on this particular mail. You can download and use the document. You can view it in the browser. You can edit the properties or the metadata that you extracted from Ephesoft. You can copy to another location in Alfresco itself. This is the downloaded document. You can move it to another location, or you can even start a workflow on this particular document. You will see the edit properties, the metadata that was extracted outside financial marketing, the sender's name, the receiver's name. You can just go and edit in the properties. Or you can start a workflow on this and assign it to another person, or maybe share your mail with others in the organization. So we will look at the search function. I will log in as the admin. This is the admin in Alfresco. I'm going to perform the search function in Alfresco in order to show you that we can perform a metadata search or using the extracted metadata in Ephesoft. Go to advanced search. So what I need to search is a newsletter. I will type in the form name as type financial and maybe the two names and search. You can see the different newsletters that we have received from the same person. I can click on it and navigate to the mail. The next thing is we need to show you how documents, the mails that has been processed in Ephesoft can be audited. So here you see the auditing module of Ephesoft. I will select a type of report. For example, document process. I can select a date range, and then I will enter the batch class ID of the Mailroom demo. I will run the report. So you can see the type of documents that we extracted in the Mailroom of Ephesoft, the digital Mailroom. We had a business letter, the newsletter, and also since you can send your mails via email, Ephesoft will capture the email body as well. So we have, you can see the batch class, the last process date, the number of instances, that is the number of times that we have performed the same action on this particular business letter. So you can see we have sent 9 batches via email. The page count is the number of pages per document type that we have captured. Here the pass rate is usually 100%, but we see for the business letter we see 18% because we have set the threshold confidence level of the business letter at 80%. If it doesn't pass 80%, it will be captured at in the review panel so that you can select the type of the document and then process. So the change rate has been 81%. And the important score is assigned based on the confidence level. Here in the second instance, you can see the newsletter has a pass rate of 88%. That is because we had a blank field which was not extracted as a signed person in the newsletter. That was also done for demo purposes. Because of those 2 reasons, you don't see this as 100%. But in the case of the email body, you can see the pass rate as 100%. The important score is based on the confidence level. So that's all for the demo, but I will illustrate some of the benefits of Ephesoft digital mailroom in comparison to the physical mailroom that we saw earlier. So Ephesoft digital mailroom is basically a completely end-to-end automated process as opposed to the manual process and the time-consuming tasks that a physical mailroom conducts every day. You can reduce the cost of labor because, as you saw in the demo, it was just a matter of minutes of performing the entire document capture, scanning, and review, validation, extraction, and forwarding the mail to the individual recipient. So there is very little human intervention if there is an anomaly in Ephesoft. You can reduce the human error to a very large extent. And you can process large volumes of data, and it won't take that much of time, just a matter of few minutes, as opposed to the large volumes of mails that you have to deal manually in a physical mailbox. Automatic classification is carried out once Ephesoft learns the different types of documents. There is no requirement for employee availability in the organization when you distribute your mails, because you have a personal mail code facing access to where you can go and review your mails at any time, and also you will receive an email notification to your personal mailbox. This process is very fast than the physical mailroom. We will evaluate the numbers later, and there is automatic delivery of your mail, so no one needs to go to each and every employee and deliver the mail. So Ephesoft has a cloud storage, so you don't really need a physical mailroom or extra space to sort of store your mails or documents. There is no cost for a physical mailroom. You can have a record of your mails and the metadata that you have extracted, and you can reuse it every day, even for sharing, and there is no cost of printing in the case of a physical mailroom. Even if you receive an email, you might want to print it and distribute the mail. But in the case of digital mailroom, you really eliminate the necessity to print documents, and there is your paper involvement is reduced to a large extent. Here we have a cost-benefit analysis of Ephesoft, and in comparison to a physical mailroom that we conduct in an organization. So we have considered the case of John's mailroom, where you have 3 mailroom clerks at the cost of $18,000 per year. If we look at Ephesoft, you just only need one person to review and validate your mails. Even that is also if your mail stops at the review or validation stage, or else it will automatically process and distribute your mail. So the cost per printed mail is reduced up to $0 because there is no need of printing your mail. You just have to distribute it online. There is no cost of archiving. Your archiving is unlimited and your costs are reduced to a large extent. The cost of searching a mail document is also considered as none because you have the extracted data. All you have to do is just export it to Alfresco and perform a search in Alfresco, so that it won't take more than few seconds to search your data. So the user account and scanning stations that you can connect to Ephesoft is unlimited. Whereas in the case of other competitors in the market, you really need to, in most instances, it is limited. And the batch and the page limit that you can process is also unlimited in Ephesoft. The average mailroom cycle is usually around 4 to 5 days, but as you saw in the demonstration, it only took few minutes to process an entire batch of mail. And human error rate is also reduced up to 0.1%. So since there is some intervention in the review and the validation stage, you can't say 0%. It could be an error at that point, but that can also be eliminated if all your mails are processed in the mailroom. So I will summarize the added advantage that we provide with our mailroom, Ephesoft mailroom solution in comparison to the other solutions in the market. We have multiple input methods via email, web scanners, faxes, file systems, and you can even schedule your inputs. There are various export methods in the CSV file, maybe PDF, direct download, CMIS export, or even Alfresco that you can connect, and that's what we saw in the demo today. There is unlimited document scanning and capture, which is a very highlighted point because most other document capture solutions have a limit in the number of documents that you can scan and capture. We saw the auditing module, but there is also an administration module where you can go and administer your users, your documents, and consider your auditing independently. You can initiate workflows even in Ephesoft or even after processing your entire batch of mail. You can perform a faster search using the extracted metadata in Ephesoft and even export the metadata to other systems that are connected to your mailroom. All your mail can be easily shared with other departments, other employees, and distributed easily without any hassle of having manual labor involved. You can even have personal delivery notifications to your recipients or groups of people because it delivers to your own email account. You have a digital archive of your mail. For each user, there is an archive. So even the organization will have a record of all the mails that have been processed in the past. And finally, you have an electronic, entirely electronic mailroom where you have no cost of paper, which reduces the cost of operations for your physical mailroom and entirely eliminates the need to have a physical mailroom. That's the end of our demonstration and presentation. I would like to pass on to Nat.
And thank you, Jason, for the intro.
Yeah, thank you everybody for attending. There will be another webinar on the 20th of March where we're going to be covering invoice processing, automating the invoice process. So please do join us for that. And yeah, thanks ever so much. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.